Rolie opened the pink box and was both dismayed and titillated to see the most beautiful and sexy lingerie he had ever had the pleasure to handle. The other box, to his great relief, contained a change of uniform. He quickly shucked his wet and soiled uniform and dried himself with his shirt. These items he tossed into a pile behind the back seat. Now, in the back of the van, Rolie shivered as in his Sissy pair of panties. The Sissy panties were made from a base of pink nylon briefs. Around the waist and leg openings was a 2-inch wide white lace band. There was a 4-inch bow attached to the front of the waistband and pink and blue ribbons flowed down to the crotch. Some nasty words were printed on the front. Across the seat were a dozen alternating 1-inch bands of white and yellow lace giving the underwear a romper panty look. Rolie's hands trembled with sissiness as he slid them up his shaved legs. Rolie swayed his hips from side to side as the smooth cool material caressed him and urged him on with its promises of sissyhood. This was almost worth it, almost worth the awful morning he had experienced. They were so beautiful, so soft, so feminine. Rolie found the matching Sissy top and quickly donned it. Such happiness. The top was a Sissy training top. Instead it had smooth pink nylon to cover his chest in a 6-inch swatch that crossed him just under his armpits and was held up with delicate lace straps. The lace on the top and bottom of the Sissy training top matched his panties perfectly. Maybe this was their way of apologizing for what they had put him through. Now maybe they wanted to have some fun with him. Rolie shivered in anticipation. There was a very pretty garter belt in the pink box. This was obviously an expensive matched set, and he quickly put it on then looked for the stockings. The nylon was pink and sheer and clung tightly to his legs with a distinctive seam down the back. The top was opaque pink with a large satin bow that had an applique of starched needlework and adorned with tiny pink pearls strung in short lengths. It was stunning to look at. A quick check showed that the pink box was empty now. Rolie luxuriated in his feminine attire and did not want the moment to end. The Sissy bear broke his concentration and made him jump. "Hurry up and get dressed, you have an appointment. Put the uniform in the brown box over your girl's underwear, remove your bonnet and wipe your mouth off, you little sissy." Rolie complied. The uniform was his size and it had his insignias on it. This was all well planned, he had to admit. There was something not quite right about the uniform, a flimsy feel to it though the material seemed to be normal enough although just a little heavy for some reason, though it was not a bit bulky. An odd sensation, he probably just wasn't used to this lot of cloth, obviously from the new uniforms coming out this year. There was no t-shirt or marine boxers, but he didn't need any, besides it would have been way too bulky and apparent wearing 2 sets of underwear. The bear barked its next set of orders for Rolie to obey. He was to drive to the scrap reclamation yard. He was to give his laundry introduction speech he gave on occasion to groups of new personnel. The speech was a basic instruction on how to submit and receive laundry, and it differed for each section of the base depending on the function. For instance, motor transport had instructions for fire hazardous greasy and oily clothes that the weather and atmospherics division didn't. As Rolie drove to the reclamation yard, he mentally prepared to give the speech about bits of metal and sharp objects in the laundry as well as other hazardous materials. A Captain Johnson met him at the gate to the yard and hopped into the passenger seat and chatted idly as he guided him to the location he was to give his talk. If the captain was in on what he was wearing under his clothes, he didn't let on. Perhaps this was just a lame attempt by his tormentors at a mind game, having him give a speech while wearing sissy attire. He did that all the time, so the joke was on them.